bullying, cheating, blackmail, money extortion, P-word, attempted R-word, attempted shooting, attempted self-unalive. When we see these words, we think of the deepest horrors hidden in the darkest of anime, possibly even the infamous, traumatizing experience that is Metamorphosis. But what if I told you Lycoris Recoil contains a similar tale? A story that digs into the darkest depths of one who had lost it all. A person's life told a tragedy, Yuri being her only saving grace. Today, I present to you the story of Kana-chan. At Licorrico Cafe, Kana-chan was just another middle schooler, another regular. Though few as young as her understood the charm of a nice, lively coffee shop, Kana fit right in with Chisato, Takina, and all the other regulars. Yes, Kana-chan was a bright, friendly, mature middle schooler. Talks were fun and laughter was frequent. However, something seemed off. The moment the regulars started prying into her personal life, Kana became visibly uncomfortable, facing down, freezing in place. What they didn't understand was the true person behind Kana-chan. Kana-chan. No, that's her fake name. Katashiki Yoko, a name she hated, an unwanted name involuntarily forced upon her. After that uncomfortable prying, Kana walked to the station from Licorrico, preparing to go home from Tokyo, all the way back to Saitama, a world she hated. Even others smiling or laughing at her seemed as if they were looking down on her. But it's okay. As long as she returned to her hatred, it will always be okay. I'll let this one slide, she murmured to herself. See, Kana lived with that woman, the woman who had been in a relationship with her father before the disappearance of her mother. She missed her mom, but surely this was a one-sided relationship. After all, even though Kana didn't do anything wrong, she just got up and left one day. Perhaps if her mom was still here, she could have talked to her about that incident. They could have gone to the police together and solved that incident. But these fantasies only made her chest feel tighter. The idea of that woman in her house made her sick. That's why she's 4th on the list. Her father was 5th. She hated going to school, but she had to. Or that Ishihara teacher would come prying into her family situation. And on the way to school, good morning! It was Ruri. Let's go Tokyo to play after school together. She hesitated. She wanted to reject. She tried. Ruri then put out an image on her phone. A picture of a naked Kana being pushed down to the floor. A picture taken by Ruri as her friends pushed Kana down when changing and stripped her underwear off. Blackmailing to upload said picture to adult dating sites. She had no choice. It's okay. She just had to endure this for now. Ruri was 1st on the list. Her friends were 2nd and 3rd. She wanted to start it now, but no, it wasn't the time yet. Kana had always liked traveling to Tokyo. The little amount of allowance she gets would always be used for Tokyo. And it is thanks to this habit that she had her miraculous meeting with Licorrico. Mika, Mizuki, Kurumi, Takina. Everyone was so warm and kind. But there was one person that stood out. Chisato. From the very moment they met, Chisato treated her as if she were family. Promise to come again! I'll be waiting! Warm words she hadn't heard in years. Just sitting next to Chisato and chatting was a blessing. She didn't even know it was possible to have this much fun simply talking to someone. Chisato was special. She had the power to bring joy to those around her. And only in Licorrico, a bright place full of bliss and laughter, could she truly say thank you from the bottom of her heart. Could she truly feel like she has a place in this world? That's why she despised the sully trip she had to go on to Tokyo with Ruri. After getting off at the station, Ruri led Kana towards a shady-looking apartment. She claimed it was a shop run by her boyfriend with a high-class membership system. Without a choice, Kana entered, greeted by the voice of a man. Arriving at the 3rd floor, Kana could tell it was at least truly a shop, with a counter and all. And Ruri's boyfriend, a man in his 20s, greeted her with a smile and led her to her seat. Today's purpose is to have a tea party to deepen our bonds, Ruri claimed. She didn't trust the tea poured for her. It had to be a trap. Ruri was not this kind of person. Suddenly, the man reached his hands out to Kana's hair. You're so cute. How about a tea party? You won't ever have to worry about money. The first time should especially fetch you a lot. Scared, she tried to leave. I have a curfew, she said. 10k for the tea, they demanded. Manipulation tactics. Kana knew. She didn't even drink the tea. They kept trying to convince her to stay. They wouldn't let her go. Maybe now was the time. No, not yet. Just a little more. Endure. She brought out 10k. Frustrated, the man told Ludi, "Hey, what are we gonna do now? A big customer is coming soon. Why don't you pretend it's your first time?" With the money, the man begrudgingly let her go. As her shaking body sprinted out in desperation, she saw the place was not as empty as when she arrived. Middle school, high school girls she didn't recognize with half-naked men, injections everywhere, and the smell of smoking filled the room. "Oh, it's Yoko-chan." A man she didn't recognize pointed at her, but she paid no mind. Her reflexes told her to escape. Run. Run. The elevator. No, the stairs. Somehow, some way, she found the exit. She threw up. She broke down. In fear. In frustration. She had seen something dirty, filthy, and she almost became a part of it. Those men, they'd definitely seen that picture. But more than anything, that 10K, it was supposed to be for Rico. All her savings, her hard work, her endurance, not eating lunch, all just to hear Chisato and the others call her name. Gone in a flash. She could have started it. She should have started it. School. Again. She didn't want to go, but that Ishihara teacher, and she had to keep that Ruri on watch. She wanted to go to the police, but no, her secret might be exposed. The whole day, Ruri simply talked and laughed with her friends, as if nothing had happened the night before. This abnormal calmness, it was terrifying, as if she had no idea what was going to happen. She felt something was off, but not with Ruri, with Ishihara. He told her to go to the student guidance room after school. Ishihara didn't waste any time. "Are you selling your body?" he asked, showing that picture on the site. She was enraged, her blood boiling. Start it. She should just start it. But Ishihara told her to calm down. "Sensei will always be on your side, so stop doing these things," he said as he embraced her from behind, hands moving towards her chest. All the alarms in her head went off, but she lost strength in her legs. "Stop. Help." Ishihara pushed her onto a table, hands going into her clothes. Her life had always been like this. Tragic, helpless. Will it always be like this? "Stop messing with me!" she screamed and bit the skin off Ishihara's finger. After a power struggle, Kana looked at the now angry men in fear and pulled it out, a pistol. There was no need for negotiations. She can win this battle. Shoot. Shoot. She could do it. A man like this is better off dead. But his name wasn't on the list. 5 people. 5 bullets. Enraged, Ishihara approached her. "Stop thinking. Just shoot." Yet her finger froze in place. The fire alarm rang. "Is anyone in there? Are you okay?" A voice from outside the room. Kana threw the gun back into the bag and sprinted out. "It's okay." She didn't waste a shot. "It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Are you okay, Yoko?" It was Ruri. "What were you doing with Ishihara-sensei, that pervert?" She smirked. She laughed. "You!" Kana screamed. "You go against me again and I'll upload your real name and contact info as well. You'll come to our tea party tonight, right?" Kill her. Just kill her. No. The sirens. The police. Firemen. Too many were here, but her resolve had been built. Tonight's the night. No more waiting. It's time to become a murderer. To become the devil. It was about 2 weeks after the picture was taken. In her nauseating living hell, on the way to the school she loathed, she saw the duo, Chisato and Takina. Them? Why would they be all the way here in Saitama? Just a greeting, just a smile. That alone would be enough. That alone would give her the power to get through one more day in this never-ending hell. She panicked as the train doors closed. "Alright then, it's fine. Even just a smile," she thought as she frantically waved her hand. But their view was obstructed by a passing man. They never looked back. What is this cruelty? To show her hope when in despair, only to take it away and drag her to a deeper despair. The man who obstructed her view, was he their boyfriend? Then maybe her presence would have been a bother. Again and again, trying to accept reality. Endure reality. She broke down, yet she felt something behind her seat. A gun? Was it a toy? No, the materials were too realistic. It was a gun, with 5 bullets. Her heart soared. Was this a gift from God? She knew this pistol would lead her on a path towards hell. That was fine. No, that would be wonderful. A hell without the 5 people she detested would be a better hell than the one she was living in. All conditions have now aligned. Tonight was the night. Tonight, she would become a killer. She headed towards Tokyo to wait. Just the thought of what she was going to do made her body feel lighter. Tonight, the pitiful girl who lived with an obstacle, who was relentlessly bullied, who was almost forced into a tea party, the toy that was Katashiki Yoko would disappear. Who would she be next? Kana-chan? A killer? Either would be better than the status quo. Rudy must already be in the apartment, she thought. So she waited and waited. No matter how long it took, it was okay. It was worth. She thought back to Ishihara. Why didn't she shoot? He should have been third. No, second on the list. No, she was just caught up in the chaos at the time. He just wasn't on the list at the time. She had to be strong now. The three finally came out. Perfect. They were together. She followed them through the streets, through the maze of buildings, into a park. This was it. It had to be here. There was no one around and it was dark. She took aim, the back of Rudy's head. Perfect. But she was shaking? Was it nervousness? Fear? Why? Why was she hesitating? Shoot. 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 How many times did she think that Rudy would be better off dead? The world would be a better place without them. She'd be saving the people who'd suffer because of them. A hero. Just shoot. Why? It was the same as the time with Ishihara. Her finger would always freeze up at the very last point. A coward she was. She'd built up all that resolve for this? The frustration she felt was unbearable. Why was her body rejecting what she wanted? She'd endured it for so long, all alone, without telling anyone. Rudy left the park into the crowd. It was too late. Coward. Faker. Was that the extent of all her resolve? Just because killing is bad? If she continued on living as always tomorrow, who knows what would happen? What would Ishihara Rudy do? She just wanted to end it all. Then she realized she could. The answer was so simple all along. She had always thought 5 shots were not enough. But who knew 1 shot was all she actually needed? With just 1 shot, everything could be resolved. As she held the pistol towards her head, tears flowing down her cheek, her last thoughts were not of her parents or her friends. It was the sweet fragrance of coffee. I wish I could have gone there one more time. But no, a filthy human like her doesn't belong in that heaven. A corrupted idiot who does nothing but despair. One who tried to kill and couldn't. Humiliatingly crying, wanting to blow her heads out. She doesn't deserve to be there. Living was only miserable, wretched, pitiful. To a hell without those she hates. A better hell. Her finger easily moved this time. The trigger pulled, and the bang of a gunshot rang loudly throughout the park. She fell to the ground, on her knees, and screamed instinctively to the pain. But, the gun she was holding is nowhere to be seen. And what is this red powder all over her? She took her smartphone out and saw the ugly, messy, dirty reflection of herself. She didn't have anything left. She wasn't human, just a pitiful piece of meat. Yet she felt something below her. Licorico free coffee set. Come anytime. A handwritten coupon. As if begging for water in a desert, Kana weakly stood up and walked towards Licorico Cafe. Welcome! Chisato was the only one there. Even though she was a mess in the middle of the night, Chisato welcomed her without asking anything. You know, Sensei told me, coffee is like magic. It has the power to bring joy, Chisato said as she brewed a cup and gave it to Kana. You see that coupon? It says coffee set, so you got one more thing. Anything you want. What's your order? Kana's eyes teared up to that warm voice. She cried out quietly, her voice shaking. Help me. Leave it to me, Chisato said, as if singing, tightly hugging Kana. I know it's been tough, Kana-chan. You did your best. Why? Even though Chisato knew nothing of her situation, even though she was a mess, filthy with dirt and mud, Kana hugged Chisato back tightly, as if screaming for help. Chisato warmly patted Kana on the head. Everything is fine now. Just leave the rest to me. Right. The sobbing. The tears wouldn't stop. She couldn't say a word anymore. But right now, at just this moment, she was happy.